Okay, guys, highlights from GreatStockPicks.com chat room on Tuesday. Real quick, the SPY here, I've got some lines drawn. You had a 4-day base right here after this kind of big cup and handle breakout. This 4-day base, we'll see if this area, the 144 area, gives us some support. Today was one of those days where the SPY just kept grinding and there was no bounce at all, and we closed at the lows of the day. So this area is going to be pretty important to watch. Tomorrow should be a low volume day, Jewish holiday, but I want to go over some stuff that happened in chat today. DEC we had on bounce watch for no other reason than it was down 4 or 5 days in a row. I know it's down below support, but oftentimes you can get a bounce, and if nothing else, a retest of that 40 area, which still could have been a nice trade. Now, adding today's candle, it gapped down instead. I still got 95 cents on some shares here going long, okay? Oftentimes when you have something that's that beaten up and then you get a gap down and sell off on volume, you have late shorts chasing, thinking it's going to zero today, right? You have longs that finally can't stand it anymore, capitulating, okay? And so they give up, and you can get a nice reversal and a pushback through the high of the day. And that's what I was looking for. And I went ahead and called it long at 35.88 for the room. Worst case stop low of day, which was like 50 cents below, but I would not have let it go that far against me. Probably would have killed it below this candle. In the heat of the moment, I'll always give out a worst case stop over the mic. Said worst case low of day. It meandered for a little bit, and then we got that push through the high of the day. And like I said, I got 95 cents or something like that on a third. I scalped a quick third, and then my final third right around 36 for only like 12 cents gain. But and then it closed at the low of the day. So even though it looks ugly here, just playing what we teach, we got a nice morning trade that yielded almost $1 on some shares as a long. It certainly doesn't look like it now. Let's see what else we had. DirecTV was very strong early. Really nice move. I called this pullback right around here. I think I had 54.15. It ended up getting almost to 50. It went to 54.44, something like that. Had a nice little trade there. I know that doesn't look like much, and would have been a much better short once it broke this area. But anyway, got a scalp long on that. Did have a loser in Coach for about 12 cents somewhere in here, bottom feeding, because Coach, again, was on bounce watch and has some price support, and it's down for a week straight. Had support at 55. Okay, so once I'll show you the reason for the entry. Once Coach got down to 55, I was looking for a flush below that and got it. And then you notice it has higher highs, higher lows. Right here, it puts in a higher high than this one and a higher low. Okay, so now we have hopefully a turn. I went ahead and took it long right here with a stop right here, and it just couldn't get going, and I was back out. So had a loser in Coach there and a flat in Coach later in the day. Had a long scalp in Big here, and then a stop out in Big, I think here. I can't remember. Those two equaled themselves, evened themselves out. Actually, my best trade of the day was thanks to one of our members, PPHM, after that nasty gap down yesterday. Had a nice rally. I didn't even mess with it yesterday. One of our members posted PPHM. Let me get the gap out of it so you can see. I mean, I had a big trade in this one today for me. One of our members posted PPHM as it was breaking its early high. Now again, remember, you've got this monster gap down, and real quickly on the daily, yesterday's high, and I knew this was 157, okay? And then when one of our members posted, let me get the gap out of there again. Keep in mind, now this is a pretty tight range. High of day break after that crazy move yesterday, 140 could easily get us through that 157. So one of our members posted PPHM high of day, I think when it looked like this. Now I did not call this in the room. It just felt too dangerous, but I did, thanks to one of our members, got filled at I think 147. And man, went right up through 180 something at one point. And I believe it or not, still have 500 shares. I scalped out a huge chunk, not a huge chunk, but a big chunk into this rally and gave me a great trade. So I'm not saying that was my call. It was, if nothing else, it was thanks to one of our members in there. But I had a really nice, kind of a quiet trade. I'll have to call it a rogue trade because I didn't pass it along in chat, tell everybody I was doing it, because again, when you have a stock that goes from 550 down to whatever this was, 80 cents, I don't like to put people's money in danger, and so That was just a quiet trade, but the only reason I'm mentioning it here is a great alert by one of our members. Anyone in chat could have taken their own rogue trade on it, but pretty nice heads up there. KBH, didn't call an official trade on this. I did put out that KBH was flagging nicely into the 8 here using 5-minute candles. And if anyone took that on a 5s trigger, which would be the first break of a previous 5-minute candles high, the entry was there, stop was there. KBH gave a real nice trade there. I didn't catch that one. And you can see everything pretty much closed at the lows of the day. Not too much else to talk about. I can't even remember if I mentioned ROSG yet. ROSG I had on watch because, take today's candle out of it, you had this crazy move here on huge volume up to 719 over the course of a couple days. Then you had a tight base right below that area. Good candidate for a short squeeze here, but then today it gapped up, so I wasn't really willing to chase the gap. But when you got this clean pullback at the open, I called it long over this green candle, 729, 715 stop, and pretty quickly through the high of day. From 729 went to 756, and anytime I take something like that, little flag, and it gets through the high of the day, on the high of day break, I'm a seller, not a buyer, and go to a break-even stop on the rest and stopped out flat on the rest. Never could get going, but that's because the market was so weak. That may have been it for me. So boring day, really, but I had a couple nice trades. And remember, keep your eyes on this area on the SPY. I expect low volume tomorrow, Jewish holiday, but we do have some pretty interesting bounce plays. Coach being one of them. COH, what is this, 6 days down in a row now to an area of support. This will be one of them on Bounce Watch tomorrow. I probably have 6 or 7, and we're only going to play them if they meet our morning entry criteria, which will have to be super strict, and we'll be careful in the morning and only play them if they meet those criteria. So anyway, I'll quit babbling, and we'll talk to you guys later.